Do you want to find a hair in your hash browns? Or maybe a sausage link off the griddle that's pink in the middle? How about a side of our tremendously terrible tater tots with an order of our world-famous pancakes for pansies?
You talking to me?
Then come on downtown to the St. Anne's neighborhood and try the ugly where seasoning on the food is no necessity.
Oh, it tastes like ass.
This shit's more bland than your Wydot's favorite recipe.
You know, I love this shit, Greg, but she fucking sent me this DM, and it was like a meme, and it said, when my reply guy gets a new whatever, and it just, like, struck my whole body, and I was like, damn, am I the reply guy? And I was like, how many hoes and bitches in their phones and in their just minds have me stored as the reply guy? And I'm going to keep it a buck. I reply to mad chick stories, bro. Mass of them. I'm not even gonna front about that. Okay, A, I just thought that was what Instagram was. Okay, I thought we were interacting with each other. Why do I have to be the reply guy? B, I'm only replying to shit. Like, look, bro, I said on the last episode, I don't want a girlfriend ever in life. Last episode, you like that? I never want a girlfriend ever again, bro. So when I like try to talk to chicks, I don't have no agenda. I'm not like, my only agenda is to like maybe flirt with them, you know what I'm saying? Maybe be like, yo, nice kicks, you know, nice, you know, I like this song too. This is a classic, or oh, your pops is this, but it's not like, what the fuck, man? Like, and I'm never commenting, like, if a bitch is wearing a dress, I'm never gonna be like, nice fucking dress, you look bad. It's like, Stop. Where's the proof? Okay? Where's the receipts? But, and it's like I said on the last podcast, dude. If you are not a 52 to 63, 4-year-old black ebony MILF, I don't want you. So stop flattering yourself with all that bullshit, all right? I don't want you if you're not that. If you don't look like Melissa Ford and a little bit older, I don't want you. If you're not Melissa Ford or a little bit older, M40, I don't want you. Okay? M50, really. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out M4, bang my line, you know what I'm saying? Melissa, bang my line, girl. But nah, man. So I'm not in a fucking reply. But basically what that led me into is just like incel. Okay? Now I'm not messaging any hoes. And if they message me, I'm fucking blocking them out. And guess who they have to thank? The fucking chick who had the fucking sent me the goddamn meme. That fucking put in my mind that I was a goddamn reply guy. Because I'm not a fucking reply guy. Because let me tell you something about a reply guy. The reply guy ain't hitting at all. Okay? He ain't smashing no bitches. The reply guy is not fucking, I mean, it is just a negative, it's just negative in general. So, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. Shout out to, you know what I mean, all the chicks out there that I know a couple want to bang my line. If you want to bang my line, DM me, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Went out to fucking dinner with my family this past week, and this past weekend my mom was in town from Arizona. Shout out to my moms, you know what I'm saying? And my mom, man, she's like really into like she just got like mad chickens, right? Like 4 or 5 chickens. They got like this chicken coop and everything, and in Arizona, and it's like, I'm like, she's really loving it, right? She's dressing these motherfuckers, putting hats on these chickens, right? And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, this is hilarious. And it's better than, it's either that or she's joining a QAnon militia that she read online about. Okay? So I'd rather it just be the chickens, honestly. Okay, like, but so I had this dinner with my family, and it was me, it was my brother, it was my nephew, and it was my stepdad. And we were at my favorite restaurant, Bullwinkle's. Hey man, shout out to Bullwinkle's, man. If you ever in the Dayton, Ohio area, you got to go to a real restaurant. You know what I'm saying? And go to Bullwinkle's, Miamisburg. South Dayton gets no love. They say it's not South Dayton. I remember a motherfucker trying to tell me, you ain't from Dayton, you from fucking Miami Valley. It's like, look, this is the Dayton area, bub. I'm not trying to hood claim anything. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not, you know, when you say, oh, you ain't from Dayton, motherfuckers act like I'm talking like I was from on the block. Okay, no, what I mean was, it's just Dayton area. What do you want me to say? I lived actually, you want me to give the fucking childhood address? What do you want me to do? But anyway, fuck that, dude. Anyway, but so back to what I was saying. We go to dinner at my favorite restaurant, Bullwinkle's. My mom's in town, and you know, I have to be honest, it was such a great experience, dude. Like, it was so I had just such a great time and such a fun time. We were all high as shit, hitting our pens, da da da, and like, you know, my brother just was like, you know, I have to admit that there's such guilt when I left the next day, but you know, I have to admit, like, and family in general, it's like there's gonna be times where, like, you know, especially me, it's like I was embarrassed of some of these people, or ashamed of these people, or because of their political views, or what they, you know, their outlook on life. And it's like, I'm not embarrassed about that at all. Thank God to fucking Shane Gillis's Fox News dad fucking segment, because I'd have been in rough shape if it wasn't for that. When I heard the Fox News dad segment, I was like, oh, okay. It's okay that my mom, you know, is posting recipes on Facebook, and then the next one is about, you know, how Hollywood is eating babies and sucking their blood for, you know, to make themselves more youthful. Don't trust the government. You know what I mean? Like, love you, mom, but that's, you know, she loves me. She knows. I tell her all the time. I say, Tim, you got that goddamn tinfoil hat on, mama. But you know, but we just had a great time, and I just think about I just cannot, you know. But I did have a lot of guilt, because I thought, like, there's a lot of times where, you know, I shunned these people or ignored them for their thoughts, or, you know, what they believed in or whatever, and that's just super whack of me. So at the end of the day, this is my family, and I just had a good fucking time. And I don't know, you know, I don't know what the feeling was, man. It was like this lovey fucking feeling, but then it was also like this, like, God damn, you've been like a dickhead to these people, right? Because there's certain people, it's like there's so many people out there that would be like, oh, Puck is a dickhead, or he's been a dickhead to me, or he's passed with me, or whatever. It's like, I think like 95% of those people, it's like, whatever, you probably had that, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I'm not even trying to have you back in the lifestyle, so I don't even give a fuck. But, you know, I think about times that, you know, maybe I was not the nicest son to my mom because of something that she posted. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, thank God for the Stilly, because if you ain't have that, you just come in with it. You're just like, oh, fuck it. This person there's things you have to accept. It's like, you know, your family, your grandmas, and your moms and your dads. Like, these people are older than you, generations older than you. It's just a thought process that's different. If you don't take that shit from a humorous level and on, you're just stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's really funny. Like, I think the funniest thing about me becoming older is like seeing, you know, just how old other people act. Like, you know, my caregiver, you know what I mean, when he has like an old dude moment, or like my mom, and, you know, when she has her old dude stuff, or my grandma when she does old stuff, you know. So, but yeah, man, family, you know, I'm not here to be like, I don't really know my point about this or what I'm really trying to say, but I just will say that you know, if you do have some parents that maybe don't, you know, agree with your political views, and you've cut them off or whatever, I will tell you it's not worth it, and to kind of flip that shit on the head and, you know, make it a joke, be humorous about it, because it is not worth it at all to, you know, just let them go, baby. These people are 20, 30 years older than us. Fuck it, you know? It's hilarious. But look, man, and shout out to Look, dude, we got, oh my God, man. It's been a great week. Also, man, we have the Clipse are fucking back at it again, man. Man, this is like legendary to me, especially like anyone that listens to this probably knows and is probably on the same wave. I remember Kanye had this interview. It was like an interview with Zane Lowe in like 2013. It was like right after Jesus, and he was talking about like, and he has this quote where he goes, "Clips are the gods." I'll put it right here, like the Clips are the gods. You looked at Clips as the gods, you know what I mean? And we did, you know what I mean? Like, we looked at these dudes' futuristic shit. Like, nobody was really like, there were so many gangsters or whatever, but to me, like, nobody came into this game talking as greasy drug talk as these cats did, but just like wearing Japanese streetwear in like '01 with like a skateboard guy making their beats. You know what I mean? That's fucking incredible. It's recipe for money. Recipe for just culture. That's what these guys are, man. They really are more than music. They really are culture. And a lot of people will be like dick riding or whatever the new generation says about just if you're a fan of something. But these guys really are culture, in a sense, man. And Pusha T, they had their 3 albums, which are first 2 are fucking certified classics, and the third one had its moment. You know what I mean? I was talking to somebody. I said, that '09 run of the Clipse is like kind of underrated, and I mean, we'll probably look back on it and be like, this was a good time, but this was like even then the head of their time, man. Going to sneaker boutique in stores, having play clothes that kind of lower tier streetwear brand, but it was still fly. They had the denim, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were just really '09 in it really good. Well, having Cause do the cover, like, just really, really good, ahead of their time, as they always are. Ahead of their time, as they always are, man. But so here they are now, this go around, mad years later, back together, and you kind of don't know where Madison's at, and you kind of are like, all right, let's see what happens, and they have the little verses or whatever, but first of all, them recording this album, on top of the Louis Vuitton, in the studio, is like such insane. It adds such a crazy lore to this project and what it's gonna be. And so just having that fact of like Pharrell's like, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers are sewing clothes in the next room, and Pharrell might be over there, and then he's gonna come over to the next room or upstairs in Paris and like make a knocking ass beat for like these dudes to talk about selling cocaine on. You know what I mean? That has some type of character to it. You know what I mean? So that alone is dope. So then they post the picture where they are like basically announcing that they are with Rock Nation. And I don't really know how record deals even work anymore, but thank God I read this. Thank God I read this article. My homie actually, Frazier, wrote for GQ, man. Shout out Frazier back in his Complex days. Real cultural legend, real cultural historian. But he writes this article for GQ, lengthy joint, and you just see these things about their record deal and how they had to get out of their record deal. Meaning they had a Kendrick verse. Def Jam says, absolutely not. We're in a lawsuit, litigations. You cannot have him on this record. They're like, all right, whatever, drop us then. And, they dropped them. And then these dudes are just shopping around their album with a Kendrick verse. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. And just like, first of all, Def Jam, what the fuck are you doing, dude? What the fuck kind of shit is that? You know me, I love Drizzy, Drake, but you are if we are literally censoring the art to that level, like, yo, we can't have you be having this feature because dude is like, we're in this litigation. Like, bro, that is really diminishing the culture and minimizing it to a crazy level. But yeah, I'm very excited to hear that record. But anyway, so they get out of the Def Jam deal, and then they announce this Rock Nation deal. Then boom, next day they put out a trailer that was so fucking hard. If you have not seen this trailer, you will want to run through a fucking wall after you see this shit. I swear to God, I wanted to drive my shit through the drywall right here. You know, I live in this cheap ass apartment. It was just looking like goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid, man, this motherfucker. But yeah, man. So they dropped that, and then they dropped the album artwork. It's like bang, 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 and then it's Cause, and it's a crazy. You know, as much as Cause is played out in 2025, to me, he still makes so much sense for a project like this and for something like this. So it makes so much sense, and it looks great. Once again, they put out the bundle, but it actually looks good. So when you put out bundles or you do kind of mainstreamy shit, it doesn't matter when it looks good. Like I told my dude the other day, I was like, we put out a tee, and it's like I didn't even think it would do, you know, the numbers that it did or whatever. And I told him, I said, does it look good? That's basically the rule. Like, you know, we go through all these things and sorry, I'm a little stoned tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little nighttime, a little nightcapper. But we go through all these logistics and these calculated things when we create things. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, does it look good? Check. Ready to go. But, so, song, ridiculous. The single, absolutely ridiculous. The fucking beat is ridiculous. Dude, notice that thing about the snare drum is nuts, dude. Like, I don't know what P is doing with the snare drum, but it's absolutely hitting like a motherfucker, man. So shout out to Pharrell. I'm back like on Pharrell. Dude, we're just all in Clipse mode. Like, it's so funny. Like, these guys are like, they make me want to just go watch everything they got going on, listen to every interview that they've ever done, and Push has done, and Pharrell's done, then go back to watching, you know, old clips of them, no pun intended, literally old clips, MTV clips, BET clips, like, just so much shit, man, like, looking at old pictures, just, and then, you know, going and creating your own thing. It's just like, that's what it's about, dude. There's very few artists that do that. There's very few artists that make at least me feel that way, and the Clipse are 100% one of them, dude. Motivated when they drop. So, but yeah, you know what I noticed though? Malice, he had the, you know what I mean? Best verse of the year to me is either Malice on this or Skepta on Toxic, the Cardi joint. Those are like Malice fucking spaz. I don't even know what he means when he says you was Fuji La La, I was Alibaba. Like, what does that mean? Also, I love something selling Lady Gaga, and it's just a total rule in hip hop that just use cocaine. You can replace a white person while talking about cocaine. So that is incredible. But yeah, man, shout out to the fucking Clipse, dude. We're fucking back. BBC, NERD, Ice Cream, Bape, Nego. You know what the fuck it is, man. You know what the fuck it is. Look, man, episode 2, back up. You know what I mean? Look, dude, the haters are going to hate. They're going to put it down. You know, they did their little thing. I had a little picture of them up, and it tells you who fucking took the shit down, and these motherfuckers took it down. And look, bro, I don't get. Look, you jipped me out of 100 views. Way to go. Get the fuck out of here. You know, I don't give a fuck. Look, man, but you know, we may fall back. You know, that bullet is still gonna go daily, not daily, but you know, it's gonna still keep going. But I just feel as if like I just feel as if we are, like, when I talk about them, nobody even knows, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like a motherfucker that's like, you know, motherfuckers know me outside of Kettering, Ohio. You know what I mean? They can't get past Kettering without anybody knowing who the fuck they are. So when I talk about them, you know, it's like they put me on the public platform talking about, oh, you're this, you're that, da 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 da, putting screenshots of me, all this, like I said in the last episode. Then when Big Pucky puts it on his platform, it's a little different. Okay? Gets a little different. But look, man. all I'm doing is really just people going, what is this? Who is this? We don't even know. We're not from Dayton. If we are from Dayton, we don't fuck with them, and we love what you're doing. But yeah, man, these people are just, I don't even know, dude. I'm not even in the mood to really get into it that much. I think we started the episode written by yours truly with the message. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fucking Pucks Out Here podcast. Fuck with your boy. The Clipse are back. Penne alla Vodka. Love y'all, man. Let's fucking go. Let's be back.
Dude, I swear, there is this guy out of Dayton, Ohio. He goes by the name Puck. His podcast. What is it called? Look that fucking shit up, will you, Jamie? You dumb dick. Dude, Jamie, you have been pissing me off. Do you want me to black belt Brazil your dumb ass? I mean, honestly, dude, fuck you. Little pussy. No, Jamie, I have a question. Have you ever fucked a bad bitch? Tell me right now.
Exactly.
Then stop. Okay, there it is. It's called the Pucks Out Here podcast. Dude, this guy knows a ton of shit. I mean, we saw him slap the fuck out of a hater. I even called Dana. I said, dude, this big Puck guy, he has hands. We need this big fucking bastard in the octagon. But he didn't listen. Fuck him. Anyway. But I am telling you now, fucking aliens, planets, government, dude, all that shit is mind-numbingly boring in comparison to the mind of Big Pucky the God. So do yourself a fucking goddamn favor. Let the Puckster get you fucking right.
This is for the haters, doubters, naysayers, and non-believers. The Pucks Out Here podcast.
Came home today, bro. Let me tell you something, dude. I came home. Well, my dog was like outside. I was getting ready to record this podcast, and I opened the door, and there's this big ass box there. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is this? And I brought it in or whatever, and I open it, and it's like 4 of the crispiest DCs you could ever fucking see. There's 2 of them that I was really wanting, 3 of them that I was really wanting, and another one that I was not even expecting that I'm really hype on. But it's perfect because the homie asked me right here, the homie Nick, listener question, he said, what is your favorite skate shoe? First of all, one of them is here, but you know, this is like the Lucian, the new UK skate joint, super fire. I know he signed it probably 2 years ago. Lucian, Palace, legend, all that. Shout out Lucian. Yeah, man, my favorite skate shoe is definitely probably either the Lynx or the Incell. This is the Lynx right here, which is like, you open up this box. Shout out to Heavy, man. Heavy Set is who sent me this box. You gotta understand, man, I've never been like a dude who has got, boxes or anything from brands. Should, because I have to admit, like, who else is repping DC in the Dayton area other than me? There's no skaters repping DC in the Dayton area, and there's so much rich history of A, skating in the Dayton area, and B, DC skating in the Dayton area. There's a fucking plaza with the goddamn name after it, and nobody in this town is repping the brand. The skate shop doesn't have any shoes from the brand. Let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying? That means shout out to Heavy. Love him. Thank you so much. Boxes should be flowing, though. Got to be honest. No doubt. But, there was, dude, honestly, Dayton skate culture cooked. Okay, there's definitely like 3 or 4 good fucking pros that I fuck with. That should be goddamn pros, okay? 1 is 1, and then 2 should be. 3 of them. But the others, cooked. Nobody likes me, okay? They had a goddamn event this past fucking week. Look, let me tell you something right now. There is no other brand in the Dayton area other than the actual, core skate brands. There's no lifestyle brand that incorporates skating that is more fire than OTR in the Dayton area. It's not even a question. Or the owner that is super invested into old skating and skate shoes, and I don't know, Eric Ellington, a legend, follows him, and he talks and goes back and forth with him, and I don't know, a legend like PJ Ladd follows him, and he goes back and forth with him, you know what I mean? Like, there is skate history and roots within Off the Rope, and these motherfuckers back to back through events and did not include me, excluded me completely, and that is fucking lame, bub. So Dayton skate culture, count your days, bub. You'll be paying for that. But anyway, my favorite skate shoe is definitely either two shoes. It is, and Heavy's gonna kill me for even having this in the. Shouldn't even say this when I have this in the visual when I say it, but the Excel from S96. You know what I mean? You got Tom Penne. You have so many classic people. PJ Ladd. So many classic people wearing that Excel. But then, to me, the greatest skate shoe other than that is the DC Lynx. As you see, these are fucking butter right here, bro. Great colorway. Excited to rock these. But yeah, this dude, it's something about the Lynx that's so amazing to me. It's like the Lynx is like, it's still a fat, chunky skate shoe, but it looks athletic some way. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, like either before, when you look at like a Excel or something like that, it really was not. Didn't have an athletic look to it. It had a real funky, chunky look, and I was even hearing Josh Kalis say that. But yeah, I would say definitely like the Excel or the Lynx. But the Lynx, sorry, Heavy, Lynx. No, but Lynx, and then like some of the pro model favorites, like that's just like talking about like these, whatever brand shoes. But I love like the Kalis OG is probably one of my favorite shoes as far as like a pro model goes, or like a Stevie Williams one, or like then you get off of that, then you go to like a Costin or like a Muskas, things like that, with Soltec. So I mean, both that, just that late 90s Y2K era is unmatched for me, being a 33-year-old nostalgic romantic fuck. So yeah, I just would say like, but I love the and then you have like obviously you have the OG Reynolds, the Reynolds 2, all the America stuff, man. Mark Johnson's, all that shit is heat as fuck too. There's just so much good fucking sneakers out there that are skate sneakers, and I would encourage more people to get their goddamn puff on this motherfucker, bro. All right. But look, man, throwback of the week. This one excited the fuck out of me, bro. This is like almost to the day, I think, because I took a minute to drop the pod. But throwback episode of the week, dude, or throwback part of the week. Goddamn, messing that up, huh? But 24 years since the NBA Street video game was released, and when I tell you, this was definitely for my childhood, and just even what we see today in games, it's got to be the most pioneer type ass game to exist, man. Like, this game brought NBA mixed with hip hop, mixed with graffiti, mixed with culture. You know what I mean? This is street ball at its highest form. You know what I mean? This is like, you had NBA Jam, and that was kind of an archaic game, but you were just still in arenas and on courts and whatever but NBA Street, man, here you got guys on the roster, and this is also like the time of like Rucker being at its highest height. You know what I mean? So like, Kobe's pulling up at the Rucker, and he's, lacing up his Air Force Ones, the orange joints, the mids to drop buckets. You know what I mean? Fat Joe's got a team. Jadakiss, the Rough Riders, they got a team. Everybody's out at the Rucker. You know what I mean? And this game really brought a lot of that culture into it. When you're out there and you're playing with Vince Carter or Stevie Francis or Mike Bibby, some of these guys that you would see at the time in arenas or in just standard games. Now you're seeing them in these epic courts, or 3-on-3, and they're fly and they're baggy and they're doing all this type of crazy shit. But just the style, that was just the style of the game. But I would say, like, I don't even think you have like a My Park nowadays. You know what I mean? This was so much creativity. EA Big was like, it was EA Sports, right? Make Madden and everything. But EA Big, they're not around, I don't think, anymore. I would assume not. But they were like this, branch of EA that was incredible. That would just make these arcade games, but of real sports, and they just had so much creativity behind them, man. The visuals, like, it'll stick with you forever, man. You threw this game on, the first song you heard was "I Reminisce Over You," banana, P. CL Smooth, banana, I reminisce. Bobito is like on the microphone, like it's such cultural shit with this game, man. Like, and then you would do one thing that you would have a 3-on-3, and you would go through a city circuit right throughout the city, and you would beat other fictional people or real NBA teams. And you would be able to, after you would beat them in a 21, you would choose whatever player you wanted from their team to now continue on to your dynasty. You would just have, like, at the end, you would just have all your ops, bro, would be on your squad now. And there was this motherfucker they had on there named Bonafide, bro. Now, Bonafide was the first motherfucker to ever hoop in Tim's. On God, I swear, Bonafide was the first. I remember being a kid like, how the fuck is he hooping in this? Like, it just was so odd to me. But Bonafide was like a classic character, man, that we loved so much in this NBA Street game, especially Volume 1 off rip and hooping in Tim's. I mean, this dude was breaking ankles in 6-inch joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we get? Insanity. Dude had no shirt on either. Straight up no shirt. How you have no shirt? Jean? Did he have on? I think he had denim jeans. Dog, that's even crazier. So you got dread, you got braids. Okay, AI braids, no shirt, denim jorts, and Timbs, and you're just fucking crossing up motherfuckers. Incredible shit. Shout out to him. Shout out to Bonafide. But then you would get game breakers, man, and there would be like, you would do so many tricks, and all of a sudden there would be like this bar, and it would go bah, 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 bah. And when you had that game breaker, there was like a minute where you could just shoot full court, half court, dunk. Dude, you could 360, put it up your asshole, take it out of your asshole, put it around your gooch, the whole fucking thing, dude. It was incredible. And I know we talk a lot about nostalgia on this podcast, and we will continue to do that because that is why I made it. I made it to reminisce, no pun intended. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 3. We're going to have a guest next week that I'm pretty excited about. Sorry that we got off a week. You know, the ops fucked us over, but we're here. We're still trying to drop each and every Saturday, even though this may come out on Friday or Saturday, not sure, depending on editing. But yeah, man, every Friday or Saturday. And we got a guest coming next week, so very excited about that. Thank you. Pucks Out Here podcast. No goddamn shots today. Damn, son, where'd you find this? Oh, can we talk about that? Dude, first up before I leave. And you'll be married in a year in the summer. With a kid on the way in 3. Convincing yourself you live in the American dream. I'm not even. Peace, y'all.
Dude, I swear,